Hey guys, wanted to make a video on a topic that has been interesting me lately. And that topic is the different types of robot creatures that are in the Masters of the Universe. I don't know why, but that has just never struck me before as to how many there are. Like I kind of thought of He-Man as like, okay, yes, they are wizards and they're barbarians and, there's some blasters and kind of space stuff, but it's never dawned on me how many robots there are, or and cyborgs as well. So there are villains and heroes that fall into this category. On the hero side of things, you obviously have Roboto, that, you know, is not super well known to a lot of people, and he wasn't the first character I learned about either. But he is a straight up robot. Like, he's not a cyborg, but he is a very intelligent robot. And for him, he was kind of a servant initially, but wanted to be a warrior. And so he was too weak to be a warrior. And in response to that, he proceeded to upgrade himself into a more powerful warrior, and then made his dreams come true and became a robot that was a soldier instead of kind of just like an assistant. It's interesting how this upgrading of oneself took place. It makes me think about how we get some of the other robots and cyborgs that are in the Masters of the Universe, because a lot of them aren't really explained to my knowledge. So you also have Mechanic, and this is one that I just have no idea where he came from or why he is the way he is, or is he a human? Was he a human? Is he just a robot with human skin added on top of him? I don't know, but he's definitely getting more into the cyborg type of area where it's unclear if he is a human who has modified himself to be a robot, or a robot that's upgraded himself like Roboto, but to the point where he is kind of a human almost. Yeah, so backstory kind of sparse on him. Powers, yeah, like he stretches out his neck. It's kind of sad. He often bemoans his lack of power, but it is what it is. Like, he's got a long neck. Then you have Man-E-Face. No idea on this one. Like, he is kind of magical, but definitely a robot too. Like, he is a cyborg. Like, this is what I'm talking about. There's probably going to be some cyborgs that I even miss during this video, because this just never dawned on me before how many there are. Anyway, yeah, so Man-E-Face, he can switch his face between three different people. One of them is like a kind of a monster that gives him strength. One of them is a robot that gives him wisdom. And then one is kind of just more neutral, kind of a man. But yes, not sure where he came from either. It makes me wonder again, how did they happen? There seems to be a pattern of upgrading oneself, and I wonder if Roboto is kind of the explanation for that. You start out as kind of a bare bones robot, maybe. People like Mechanic and Man-E-Faces, and then you slowly proceed to upgrade yourself more and more until it's not even clear if you were ever a robot at all initially. Okay, so that is some of the heroes. And then going to the villain side of things, you have Faker. And Faker's, it's hard to tell that he is a robot. He's basically a Terminator in that he is a robot with human covering on him. And he was supposed to look exactly like He-Man, but the process of him being made through magic as well as technology, kind of a melding of that, something went wrong and he turned blue. But yeah, so he's just a robot, very strong, very similar to He-Man, supposed to pass off as a He-Man imposter. But yeah, straight up robot. And then you have Trapjaw. And this is interesting because on the one side, you, like I just mentioned, you seem to have these robots that are upgrading themselves to be more like biological beings. But then you have someone like Trapjaw who is adjusting himself to be more of a robot, which Trapjaw is kind of a mystery to me. I don't get it. Initially, he was known as Kronos, and he was blue. I don't know if he was a Gar. I kind of think that he probably wasn't. Or I don't even know. Like, but some kind of disorder in my mind, because insane to me why you would cut off your jaw and replace it with a, mechanical jaw, cut off your arms, replace it with weapons. Like, just very crazy. Like, it makes me wonder if he doesn't have something wrong with him because he's like chopping off his body. I don't know, but yeah, definitely an interesting case of Cyborg going on there. And then you have Triclops, which does seem to be very human as well, but also kind of a pattern of changing yourself into a machine, where he has this headpiece that rotates around and gives him different types of vision. His origin isn't explicit, but it's pretty easy to infer. Like, he's an inventor and kind of the genius behind a lot of Skeletor's equipment. So it's pretty clear that he upgraded himself or, adjusted himself to be kind of a cyborg. A lot more cyborgs than I previously thought. If I missed any, let me know. I'm sure that there's more. One more that I just thought of was maybe even Ram Man. Like, I don't know if he qualifies, but his legs, kind of springy, as though they were like artificial prosthetic legs that have a spring ability. But yeah, that's another one that might be a cyborg. If there's any more, let me know. But I appreciate you sticking through this video. Feel free to smash that like button or subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.